Hi everyone, and welcome to the Free Range Diva. Today I want to talk to you about everything facial oils. We're going to start with how to use them, what they are, what they can do for your skin, and then I'm going to break down individual oils that you can buy over the counter fairly easily and talk about their specific uses. And you might want to get out a pen and paper because there's going to be I'm going to throw a lot of information at you very quickly. I'll wait. Before we do that, though, I want to talk a bit about the makeup look I'm wearing. There's a makeup artist on YouTube. Her name is Katie Deno, and she is one of the few makeup artists that actually use green beauty products. And she created this look with a very bronzy eye and a peach-colored lip, and so I decided to recreate it today. She used a Ritual de Fille eyeshadow, which I don't have, but I do have this bronzy one from Alima Pure. So I used that on the eyelid. And then for lips, she used another peachy color from Lily Lolo that is a little bit lighter than the one I have. I have this one called Nude Allure, and so that's what I used on my lips today. But I'm going to link that video and her channel so that you can get to know her and her her style of doing makeup, because it's really, really pretty. It's easy for anyone to achieve, and it certainly is appropriate for women of a certain age. Facial oils are 100% fatty acids, and these fatty acids can nourish the skin by restoring the fatty acid balance in the lipid barrier, especially if your skin is dry. However, they can also disrupt the balance in the lipid barrier because skin is not just made up of fatty acids. Also, different oils have different fatty acid profiles that are unique to that specific oil and may not necessarily work for everyone. There are richer oils that are great for dry and mature skin, and there are dry oils that are better for oily or combo skin types. And we're going to talk about the difference between those two. For example, oleic acid is a rich emollient fatty acid that's great for adding moisture to dry skin. And almost all oils have some component of oleic acid in them. There are some studies that show the sebum of acneic skin is low in linoleic acid, and there's anecdotal evidence that by using a oil that's high in linoleic acid on acneic skin, that you can heal the acne. For example, an oil like hemp or pumpkin seed. So before I get into individual oils, I want to offer some usage tips. Number one, a little goes a long way. So start small and then just gently press the oil into the skin. Number two is use like oils work better on dampened skin. So you want to use like a hydrating toner or a hydrosol or something first, and then apply the oil for better absorption. Or you can use a lotion and emulsify some of the oil into your lotion, like say an aloe-based lotion, for example, and then apply it that way. In fact, that's what I did this morning. I used a little bit of an anti-aging oil, and I put a few drops of that into my daytime moisturizer to give my skin a little more of a glow and to help because the weather here has been so dry. And number three is to periodically give your skin a break. The idea of the skin's lipid barrier being depleted of fatty acids and then having them restored by the oil means that at some point your skin is going to be full. And at that point, the oil is not going to absorb anymore. And this usually happens with me in the summertime, where I just kind of give my oils a break because they tend to just sit on the skin, and instead go use a much lighter moisturizing lotion or cream. And then I'll go back to the oils when my skin is ready for them again. So pay attention to your skin. It will tell you what it needs. Also remember that good quality oils are 100% concentrated and therefore highly active. So you can overstress the skin if you use too much. Some people only use their oils once a day in order to not, get to that point where the skin is like, I don't want it. I tend to use my oils mostly at night because my skin is sensitive. Although, like today, I will occasionally use them during the day if my skin is over dry. So next I'm going to break the oils down by skin type and talk about the oils that are most appropriate for those specific skin types. These are all going to be like single source oils that you can buy pretty much anywhere over the counter. They're very common. There are a lot of exotic oils that you'll find more in blends rather than, that are formulated to do specific things, but you might not necessarily find them at your local Whole Foods. So pardon me, I have notes, so I will probably be reading a lot of this because I want to make sure that, I get everything specific that needs to be done. So first up, for oily and acne-prone skin, the #1 oil on my list that I have found is Tama Oil. It's a healing dry oil, and all of these oils are going to be what's called dry oils, meaning that they are very lightweight and absorb very quickly into the skin. And this particular oil can address acne scarring, acne itself, healing acne. It heals sunburn, eczema, rosacea, and more. It has phospholipids and glycolipids in it, as well as antioxidants and other fatty acids. It's antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, and antimicrobial. It's known as a skin regenerator. See buckthorn oil. Like Tama, this is also a skin regenerator. It's healing and rejuvenating. It has almost 200 nutrients, yikes, and phytonutrients in its composition, including vitamins A, C, and E. It helps to heal, treat, and prevent acne, dermatitis, sunburn, and eczema. And then another oil that I want to mention is grapeseed oil. And this is antioxidant rich, and this particular oil helps fight off UV damage from the sun, and it also helps to regulate the skin's oil production. So if you have, used a lot of products that are supposed to dry up oil, your skin is going to be overproducing. Switching to, say, grapeseed oil as your cleanser, for example, will tell your skin, okay, I can stop producing so much oil because I've got plenty. Moving on to dry, dehydrated, and or sensitive skin, although you can have sensitive oily skin, but I'm going to put sensitive in this particular category because this is where I fall. #1, sweet almond oil. Sweet almond oil has emollient properties that lock in hydration. It contains more monounsaturated fatty acids than any other plant oil, making it highly nourishing. It also helps the face to shed dead skin cells, and it soothes inflamed skin. It also can heal acne scars. Next is going to be avocado oil, which is soothing, and it's rich in vitamin E, which is a really important nutrient for stressed out skin. It also has some vitamin A as well. And like sweet almond oil, it's also very, very emollient. Next up is going to be jojoba oil, and this is an oil that I use quite a lot because its fatty acid composition is very much like that of human skin. In fact, it is the closest to human skin in fatty acid makeup of any other plant oil. And it also can help balance out the skin's sebum production. My last category is going to be anti-aging, and we're going to start with rosehip seed oil. This is another dry oil, and this can also be put into the acne and oily skin category as well. It has omega-3s, it has vitamin A and vitamin C, it can address uneven pigment, fine lines, and works well on acne-prone skin. This is nature's retin A, or a natural form of tretinoin. Next up is argan oil, which is commonly known as the king of oils, anti-aging oils, because it can do a lot. It has vitamin E, omega-3s, and antioxidants. Its fatty acids can improve the health of the skin. Its fatty acids can help heal the skin while reducing inflammation, and it has proteins in it that can help the skin to build collagen. It helps improve the skin's moisture levels. It minimizes wrinkles and builds elasticity. And this is an oil that for me, I kind of go back and forth with. There are times when my skin really enjoys argan oil, and then there's other times where it's really weird. It's not like it doesn't sit on my skin, it just burns. It's just like my skin reacts. So it might be a question of quality and, you know, different batches and things like that. But, you know, if you're going to start with just one oil, argan oil might be the one that, you know, is universal that you can start with. Next is going to be my favorite, Marula Oil. Marula Oil has more antioxidants and omega-3s than argan oil. There you go. It's loaded with fatty acids, vitamin C and vitamin E. It is used in Africa, which is where the oil originates from. The people there use it as a preservative because it has so much vitamin C in it. It's also been shown to visibly reduce the size of wrinkles, and it's a very soothing and healing oil, so that when my skin is particularly stressed out and I can't put anything else on it, I can use Marula Oil, and that is what I use to bring my skin back to a normal level, a normal reactive state. The last oil in this category is going to be carrot seed oil, and that's because of the vitamin A in it. And carrot seed oil, again, is not to be confused with carrot seed essential oil, which should not be applied topically. Carrot seed oil is very emollient, and the vitamin A, gives you those retinoid benefits that we talked about with rosehip seed oil. And then the last group of oils that I want to talk about are oils that are more or less appropriate for all skin types. And we're going to start with olive oil. And that's because, yes, you can use olive oil on your face. In fact, there's a company, Bottega Organica, which grows its own organic and really like potent olives oil, and has built its whole line on its olive oil, along with a couple of other, herbs that they grow. So olive oil is high in vitamins and antioxidants, vitamin E. It makes an excellent moisturizer because it can penetrate deeper into the skin to repair damage as well as protect the skin from environmental pollutants. Another oil that is common is castor seed oil, and I like to think of this as a cleansing oil. Many, like oil-based oil cleansers use castor seed oil, depending on the amounts, to address different skin types. It draws impurities out of the pores. It has antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory properties because of its high amount of fatty acids. It can also provide moisture, and it promotes healthy skin tissue. So those are the main oils that I want to talk about today. I just want to also mention that when shopping for good quality oils, you want to look for oils that are, at the very least, are cold pressed, because cold pressing preserves most of their nutrients. It's a form of extracting the oil from the seed or the nut, and that keeps most of its nutrients intact. Organic is good, and the better high quality producers will grow their own plant material, and you will find they are very transparent about how they grow, what they grow, and how they process the materials for their oils. There's also something you should know about called CO2 extraction, which is also known as supercritical fluid extraction. This CO2 extraction method is superior to cold pressing because it produces a purer and more concentrated product. The quality of ingredients is always going to be extremely important with facial oils, because you want the maximum benefits in order to make changes for your skin. Not to mention that the higher the quality and the more concentrated the oil, the more you're going to pay for it. So you want to make sure that, the money that you're paying out is actually going to go to something that is going to, give you the results you're looking for. Then at the opposite end of that particular spectrum is hexane and hexane extracted oils. Hexane is a petroleum-derived chemical solvent. It's commonly used to extract essential oils cheaply. It's a cheap method of making essential oils, which traditionally are steam distilled. So again, if you're, sidebar, cheap essential oils, no. Or make sure you're buying your essential oils from a company that, again, is very transparent about how they extract their oils. Hexane is most commonly used in this particular circumstance in the extraction of castor oil, and it's also now starting to appear in almond oil because this particular solvent leaves some of it remains behind in the oil itself. Chronic exposure to hexane results in nerve damage, so you definitely don't want to be using an oil that may have some of that chemical left behind. So when purchasing either almond or castor seed oil, make sure that the label clearly says hexane free. For example, here is my bottle of castor oil from Home Health. You can see on this label it says cold processed. I hope you can see. If not, I'll put in a close-up. But it says cold pressed and cold processed, and down here, hexane free. And they cannot put that on the label unless it actually is. So at the least, make sure that whoever you're buying, if it doesn't say it on the label, ask them. You know, they will probably not tell you the truth, but if you want to be 100% certain, look for that on the label. And make sure, because, you know, the companies that actually produce castor oil and almond oil that are hexane free are very happy to let you know that their product is. It's an important marketing tool for them. And it also means that their oil is higher quality. Because remember, these products are absorbing, they're concentrated, and they're going right into your skin. The last thing that I want to talk to you about are oil blends. These are oils that were formulated by companies for a specific need of the skin. For example, in an anti-aging oil, if the base oil or the first oil that you see in the blend is Argan Oil or Marula Oil, you know that you've got something that you know, is going to meet your needs. So I have a couple of oils that I've been playing around with. That's these two. They're in these small little samples, but I'll put pictures of each of them. The first one that I want to talk about is from a company called Laurel Whole Plant Organics, and it's their facial antioxidant serum. It has 31 beneficial active ingredients in it, and some of the ingredients, I'm not going to give you all of them, but pomegranate seed oil, jojoba oil is the first ingredient. It has rosehip, red raspberry seed oil, cranberry, almond oil, evening primrose, borage, sea buckthorn, on and on and on. I mean, Tama Oil is in here. It's got, you know, maybe, like I said, 30 different oils in it. And this product is highly, highly active. First of all, it smells amazing. But when I first put it on, you can feel it. You know, as it penetrates, you can feel it tingling. Now for me, it was too much. Tingling began to be burning. So again, my skin is sensitive. But what I think I might do is combine it with a little bit of Marula oil. Just put like a drop or so in my Marula oil and try it that way to sort of, you know, tone it down a little bit and see if I could use it. Because again, these ingredients are really, really potent, and they are very high quality, very expensive ingredients. And this particular bottle retails for 30 mils is $96. And what you're paying for, again, is the actives and the quality. Then the other oil that I want to talk about is the Mahina Evening Replenishing Elixir. And I have been using this oil pretty much nonstop ever since I got the little sample in my last order from Leilani. But this oil, first of all, it smells like vanilla, so it's amazing. It smells delicious, but it's designed for mature skin, dry or combo, and sensitive skin. And the first ingredient here is cold pressed organic moringa oil. Organic pressed marula oil is the next ingredient, so you can see why my skin has been loving it. It also has organic passion flower, organic chia, virgin prickly pear, and it goes on and on and on. And again, we're talking very high quality and you know, ingredients. this oil is $68. I'm trying to see how large this size is, if they say here. I don't see the size, but I will look it up and put it, you know, up there so you can see. But again, $68, and it looks to be a generous size, at least in the picture anyway. So if you have been interested in facial oils and have never tried them before, I hope I've given you, you know, enough information that you can make an educated choice about where to start. If you want to start with a single oil, or if you want to go with one of the more exotic blends. If you have any questions about any of the oils that I've talked about, or oils that you have tried and that you may like. I know I have a viewer from the UK. Her name is Denise Phillips, and she says she swears by watermelon seed oil. So if there is an oil that you love and you swear by, let me know in the comments below. If you have any questions, of course, let me know in the comments below, and let us all know, because if I don't have the answer, maybe somebody else reading does. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope you took notes. I hope that you will give facial oils a try, because I particularly love them. They have made such a difference in the quality of my skin. In the meantime, I guess I'll just say bye for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!